Why don't you try applying? Gray suggests, her tone bright and a little cheeky. The moment the suggestion reaches Dorian's ears, his eyes widen in shock, causing him to almost spit out his freshly brewed tea. Instead, he chokes on it, desperately trying to swallow as his best friend and secret crush is sitting directly across from him on the low coffee table, probably oblivious that such a suggestion would warrant this considerable reaction. He knew the day was too good to be true when Gray came to hang out. Still, making a fool out of himself wasn't on the agenda. The tea burns his throat as he struggles to compose himself, his cheeks flushing a bright shade of red. At that moment, he wishes he could disappear, feeling utterly mortified by the situation when Gray leans over the table to pat his back. Me? He chokes out, trying to blink through the tears in his eyes. Apply at your work? Forget that. Are you okay? Gray fusses, handing over her cup of cold water. Here, drink. The coolness soothes his burning throat as he gulps down the cold liquid, offering a moment of relief from his potential humiliation. Gray's concerned expression softens his embarrassment, slightly, but the memory of her suggestion still turns him flush. His toes curl as he clears his throat. I'm okay, he says between breaths as she takes the cup away. Thank you. Geez, was it that shocking? I wasn't expecting you to freak out. It's just unexpected, that's all. Dorian mumbles, avoiding her gaze as he tries to push down the fluttering in his chest with how close she is still. He fiddles with the hem of his shirt. I mean, me? For a position like that? Like, on the floor and interacting with customers in that uniform you have to wear? Why not? The pay is really, really good because we're desperate for someone to fill the floor. Actually, I think there's a high chance you'll be hired on the spot. I'm confident because you fit all the criteria. How do I fit all the criteria, Gray? Dorian asks, scoffing at the idea. At that, she holds up both her pointer fingers and her thumbs, closing one eye as she scans his body up and down through them. The heat rises to Dorian's face as he shuffles, feeling his toes curl inside his socks. Don't take this the wrong way, Gray smiles, looking through her fingers. You're cute. So, yeah, you meet the criteria. But I'm a guy, he mutters, watching as she reaches for a small cookie and pops it into her mouth. I don't know if I should be offended. But remember how we played dress-up all the time as kids? It's the same thing! Is it? Dorian laughs nervously, allowing himself to remember the embarrassment of wearing her ballet leotard. I don't even know what to do, he remarks, shaking the memories from his mind. What if I mess up and make a fool out of myself? Nah, it's easy. You just need to serve food to the guests, she beams. If they order a special meal, spell out their little message with ketchup on their omurice, and maybe take a Polaroid with them if they request it. That's about it, really. Oh, maybe flash your eyelashes, too. Nervousness bubbles inside his belly, his hands clammy at the thought. All on the first day? Don't worry. You'll have us to help out if you get into a tough situation. But really, you'll learn quickly once you're on the floor, she assures. Gray then puffs out her chest, sticking her thumbs at herself. Trust me, I learned everything in a day. I don't know. A Maid Cafe, though? Really? Gray quirks up a brow, tilting her head towards the side. Is there something wrong with working at a Maid Cafe? Dorian's eyes widen, and quickly he shakes his head so violently that it rattles his brain. No, not at all. Then what's the harm of just helping tomorrow and doing a little trial run? It'll be fun, she gushes enthusiastically, clapping her hands. Plus, we barely get to hang out now because I'm working, but if you work with me, it'll be like hanging out all day. Did I mention lunch is also covered and you can order unlimited drinks? Unlimited! Now you're trying really hard to sell it, he muses, unable to look her in the eyes through fear that his heart might just instantly melt at the sight of her pretty smile. Can you blame me? This might be a once-in-a-lifetime chance to work together. It's killing like 4 wasps with 1 stone. And It's within the budget salary you wanted, handed to you on a silver platter by yours truly, moi. She smiles, flipping her hair. I know, I'm amazing, huh? Dorian manages to throw Gray a quick glance, flinching a little as her big blue eyes meet his. He's desperate to tell her how he really feels, but the chance of rejection pains him. The words sit at the tip of his tongue, but he ends up swallowing it down. Beyond amazing. He agrees and gives a firm nod. Okay, fine. If it means we get to hang out more, then yeah, I'll give it a go. He's already trying to amp himself up as Gray shoots up from her seat, clutching her fists in determination. There's a flare in her eyes that Dorian has never seen before. A small part of him starts to become just a tad anxious. His suspicion is confirmed when she sits back down and grabs his hands, her eyes sparkling with resolve. Great! Then we need to think of a name for you and a backstory. Dorian squints his eyes, mouth dropping in bafflement. A name? For what, exactly? A stage name for the sweet, shy, good girl angel that descended from heaven to learn more about earthlings. She swoons. With each statement, she's stacking bricks upon him, catching him off guard before swinging in with yet another surprising tidbit. What? We have roles? He questions profusely, feeling all the blood drain from his face. He is certain now there is absolutely no way he will be able to pull that off. Naturally shy and meek his whole life, doing something like this is already out of his comfort zone. He's ready to call it quits, but something stops him. What's your character's backstory then, Gray? I'm a pop idol star, she proclaims. Suddenly, Dorian feels as if he's being tugged at both ends, wanting to see her acting and possibly get a Polaroid. Still, the other side of him begs him to rethink it. Ultimately, it is as if he cannot win against her as she tugs him up with her while grinning ear to ear. Now come on, Gray beams. We don't have much time to learn all we can. We will start with how to walk and talk like a lady while we do your makeup. Yay, Dorian says, unable to shake the idea of himself walking with books balanced on his head. Lead the way. I shall follow your lead, oh master of mine. Master? Gray laughs, getting up from her seat. I like it. That afternoon, having no other choice and desperately needing the money to cover living expenses, he decides it's time to step out of his comfort zone. That's what Dorian tells himself as he nervously shuffles in behind Gray as they head into the colorful, vibrant cafe. The sound of laughter and chatter fills the air, and he can feel the customer's eyes on him as he enters. Sensing his discomfort, Gray gives him an encouraging smile and gestures for him to follow her. Relax, Gray says softly as she guides him. The girls here are amazing. Trust me. Dorian trusts her, but it doesn't mean the people there won't be weirded out or judgmental of him, a boy, wearing what's essentially a dress. She navigates him towards the changing room as they make their way through the cafe, where he starts to change into the frilly maid outfit in one of the stalls. And so started the theater of Dorian dressing as a girl. It gave the place a bit of a buzz as everyone was very curious. Gray, Dorian whines, pulling back the curtain stall enough for her to see his head. How the heck does this even go on? Curious, trying to peek a look at her friend, Gray answers with a wide grin. Need some help? Dorian rolls his eyes. You think? It's just like we practiced, Gray replies. Or weren't you listening? I was listening, Dorian answers, furrowing his brow to give her a sour look. But becoming my girl self isn't natural to me. Can you just show me again? Everyone is laughing. One of the other maids is watching from the corner of the room. She's got the biggest smile on her face as she watches on. How adorable, Rosemary comments playfully. Would you like me to help? Nope, Gray snaps instantly, feeling the burn of embarrassment on her cheeks. He's my friend. Rosemary flutters her lashes as she stares into Dorian's scared eyes. Okay then, see you out on the shop floor, our newest cutie pie. Laughing nervously as Rosemary struts out of the room, Gray slowly turns to see Dorian giving her a death stare. It makes her jump. He's not pleased by that interaction. "Well?" Dorian gripes, flustered by the uniform. "Get in here and help me already." "All right, cutie pie," Gray teases, pulling back the curtain to see Dorian half-dressed as a girl. He tries to hide his body as Gray looks him up and down, but it's no use. At least you got the tights on without lathering them. We'll make a girl out of you yet." After some very awkward moments between the two of them, Dorian is dressed. Gray carefully adjusts his uniform, ensuring every detail is perfect. She helps to straighten the collar and smooth out any wrinkles. If he wasn't completely dressed as a maid from head to toe, Dorian would be enjoying the attention she's giving him. It takes everything in him not to blush in the mirror as she then checks his makeup and wig. By the end, even he finds himself baffled by the transformation. The outfit hugged his slim frame in all the right places, accentuating his curves and giving him a whole new silhouette. At first glance, even Dorian can't believe that he's actually the first person staring back at him through the mirror. It's like he's gone to an alternate dimension where he was born a female. Is this really him? It's too darn natural to be real.